Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to episode number 40 of Playing with House Money on the Toilets to Titles Network. I'm your boy Ice. You can find me on Twitter at Iceman_1013. And this guy right here, my co-host, DJ Pru, the live bet king. How are you doing today, bro?
I'm doing great, man. We are back. So I'm doing great, man. I can't express how happy I am for a league that I actually care about to be back and essentially break my heart, in other ways. But yeah, man, I'm excited to be able to talk to the people about what we got going on. And we took a little week off, so it's good to be here.
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, we took the week off. There was not a lot of NBA we liked, and we've talked a lot about the blowouts and stuff. So yeah, we let March Madness do its thing last week, and here we are, opening day of the 2024 MLB season. And I know for yourself and for a lot of people, this has not come soon enough. So, like, what are you?
Yeah.
Apart from the obvious, what are you excited for today?
I would love to say that I was excited for the Sox season. I'm not, but yeah, I'm excited to see how these new teams kind of gel together, especially the teams that didn't change to get a little bit better. And um the kind of the offseason has been overpowered or overshadowed by the whole Otani of the Dodgers and now his whole gambling scandal. And so, but yeah, I'm excited to make some money. I mean, it's my phone's been blowing up all week about what I'm gonna have and what we're looking at. And so a little bit of pressure, but hey, pressure makes diamonds. So I've been waiting on this for a long time.
That's what they say, man. And that's, hey, like, again, like we said, like, this is what you do. Like, you did this last season. It's going to take a couple of weeks, right? Like, we're not expecting stupid, like, we'll hit a few here and there, but like to find the teams in their rhythm. But I'm hoping that you've got a couple of other diamonds up your sleeve, aces up the sleeve, to say, hey, this is what we're going to play the first few games, the first few weeks. This is what's going to, like we said, we've talked about it across every league, right? The first couple of weeks back, first few games back is always a little bit of rust being knocked off for some of these players. So how do we find it? What are you looking at today?
So we're keeping it simple. I'm definitely keeping it as simple as possible for tomorrow, especially, today as well. This whole weekend really should be kind of a trial run, I guess you'd say. I want to say how the starting pitchers are going to come out, but there are a couple teams that we're going to attack, per usual, expecting that certain teams that come out and still have their star power and still be able to win these games. And there's always a couple of guys that have made that change. Like I know one of your favorite guys to kind of I don't really want to say attack, but you always seem to be on Corbin Day. So he's obviously for Baltimore tomorrow against the Angels, which obviously it's the Angels. So we don't really know how much to expect out of them, especially without their other star. But yeah, I'm sticking to hit run RBIs tomorrow. So I will go through the play that I have for that. I have a little flag that we already got made for that, but we are waiting on Baltimore to put back up. They pulled Baltimore props off of DraftKings, so they're in the lineup. Obviously, opening day, you don't really know what the one's going to be. But another thing that I am going to be playing in the disc walk plays that I was telling you about. Odds that we're getting for walks are so good that we're going to run a couple of those. But yeah, I'm going to attack with the teams that I know supposed to have good out. These guys that they're so we're right as soon as Gunnar Henderson's hit run RBI over 1.5 is up. I'm going to add that to the play, and that's going to be the first leg out of that. Corbin Burns is starting for Baltimore, obviously, as I said, but Patrick Sandoval is starting for the Angels, and that was another guy that me and you kind of fell on last year, where we were like, man, this guy he's either going to come out and have a really good outing, or he's going to come out and just have 4 or 5 innings of meh. So We're hoping Baltimore's going to stay hot. Gunner's been hot. So we're sticking with that. And then I would be wrong not to have one of the Detroit Tigers on this play. Garrett Crochet is pitching for the Sox tomorrow, which we expect high heat out of Garrett. He's one of those guys that throws 101, 102. But he did, he's coming back from injury. And again, they're in US Cellular. So, or guaranteed rate, I guess you should say. And right now the rate in Chicago is obviously very low. So we're gonna go with that. I have not decided which Detroit Tiger it's going to be. I won't lie to the people. Simply because there's a couple guys that it could be. And realistically, with the hit run RBIs, you obviously need things to go well with the batters before whoever you're taking, unless you expect this guy to come out and crank one. But as of right now, I'm leaning towards Andy Ibanez. He had really good success against the fastball last year, so I'm really leaning towards him. And his line's at 1.5 as well at minus 165 as of right now. So we love that. And yeah, we got a couple premier matchups tomorrow too. If anybody hasn't, started looking at opening day, we get the Yankees against the Astros. Just a great matchup to start it. You also get Dodgers Cardinals with Glasnow and Mikolas on the mound. That's another one that might have some success in. And then Toronto and Tampa Bay. So I'm taking guys in all three of those. We're gonna have two plays though that are gonna kind of mesh with those, simply because I want to have guys from the Astros. They're facing Nestor, but I'll have Juan Soto in a couple plays tomorrow, especially a walk play. Obviously, very good left-handed hitter. Obviously, his debut for the Yankees. They're not Yankee Stadium, but I want to see how he is, and they're facing Framber Valdez, so I think that's going to be one of those. He's a contact pitcher, so I want to see how Juan Soto kind of fares against him. But as of right now, for the hit run RBI play that I am running, Soto is in that one. So far we have Ibanez, we got Soto, we got Gunner. With just those three, you're right around 425, 450. Because I expect Gunners to be right around minus 150, minus 165. He's obviously, we're expecting him to lead off as well. So that should be a nice little one up for the run. So yeah, I'm really excited for those three. With the Dodgers and the Cardinals, I'll keep it real with you guys. I'm not one to kind of mess with the hype train. Everybody's going to be all hyped about Ohtani, and obviously he has a lot going on right now. So I'm probably going to stick with my boy Freddie. It's hard for
he can't not.
He can't not be on opening day, right? Like I can't leave Freddie out of an opening day play, especially out here. And for anybody that's new, you'll hear me talk about Freddie Freeman probably 100 times. And I don't care. You can get tired of it all you want. I am a huge Freddie Freeman fan for obvious reasons, but all of us at Playing with House Money are at this point. And if they aren't, then they need to come talk to management, because we have an issue.
For sure.
Yeah. The problem with Freddie, though, is that his hit run RBI is already over 2.5. So I am changing his.
Well, that's going to be the problem.
Two total bases. Yeah, he's a premier guy, and he's at 2 in that lineup. So he has Mookie right in front of him, and then he's obviously he's following that up, and then he has you got Ohtani, you got Will Smith, you got Max Muncy. So many guys to bring him in that I understand why they do it, but at the same time, do we really want to mess with that? Probably not. It's just opening day for me to need 3. Just like we said, we're gonna go into this. We're going to go into this with a light trot at first. Yeah. And by that we mean, Freddie, we need you to smack a double first inning and green this leg. So hey, but that's my boy, and I think he can do it. And then, obviously, anytime I mention Toronto, Bo Bichette is probably going to be mentioned. I do love him against Zach Eflin, though. So for opening day, I'm going to stick with Bo for the over 1.5 hit run RBI. With the 4 legs without Gunner, you're still at plus 1,022. Love that. Even if you just want to run the 4, if you got, if you want to put it in, an hour or two before game time, without Gunner, you can. But I love that. And then, probably in the other play, I might have to run your guy, Randy Arizona. I probably won't. I won't lie to you. I probably won't. It'll probably be Yandy. It'll probably be Yandy Diaz just because that was my boy last year. He's so consistent at the plate. Then I'll probably stick with him. But guys, it's hit run RBI and it's not a lot of legs. It's 4 legs, 5 legs at most, like this one. It's going to be right around plus 1,400 for all 5. And then it's the first couple games. We just try to see what these pitchers can do, lean on a couple of the matchups, look for teams that are facing guys like the Sox. Like we got Skubal on the mound against the Sox, and honestly, I don't know, man. He might go for 10, 12 Ks tomorrow, to be honest.
Well, we're taking him for 8. We're taking him for 8 on this side. No,
yeah, and
his lines at 6.5, and you know me, I do the K stuff here and there, dabble in the Ks, and where I'm looking for tomorrow is the guys, not matchups come into it a little bit, but I'm really more focused on the pitchers that I think are going to actually pitch 6+ innings, because I don't want to take a pitcher for 6 Ks and them only pitch 3 innings and come out and that kind of thing. So really just try to focus on some guys that have pitched a decent amount in spring training, and we know are kind of already, we're pitching full count almost in some of these later spring training games. And Skubal is one of those. His line's at 6.5, so he goes in for 6, 7, and 8, depending on how we want to play it. But yeah, he's one of those. So yeah, he's plus money for his line at 7. So love that.
Yeah, and we fully expect him to go. He might go complete game tomorrow. Honestly, I have literally, my expectations for the White Sox this year are so low that I even feel bad even cracking jokes about it, because honestly, there's truth in almost all of these jokes for me right now, but that's also me just knowing, it's PTSD mostly. But yeah, like that is another thing that people do forget with the K's is like, bro, it's the first couple games of the season. Even in like the first 30 games of the season, these managers are not letting their guys go, 105 pitches, 100 pitches. So you'll be lucky if you get, a solid 90 if a guy's just dealing. But if it's in a game where they're just, like they're cruising, he'll go. But it's going to be something that we do need to, pay attention to, and everybody for that matter. But yeah, walks are probably going to be walks are going to be my way to mirror the K's. Since obviously I just don't enjoy betting them. Obviously the value is, I might dabble. I might get out of that. I might get out of that mood and dabble with a couple of the K's, especially for opening day, but you have to wait and see on that one.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a couple of my favorites. So Skubal's up there. I've got Cole Reagans against the Minnesota Twins.
Yeah.
He's one that was doing, pretty good in spring training, and he, end of last season, I played him a couple of times, and the Twins were the team that struck out the most last season in 2023. So he's in there. He's at there. His line is 6.5, and then I think it's last game of the day, or one of the last games, Arizona against Colorado, Zach Gallen. He was always a guy that's going to give you a few, and his line's at 6.5 as well. The ones I'm skirting around on the edge, Framber Valdez, you've already mentioned, going up against the Yankees. The Yankees love to K for the most part. And then the other one that I'm kind of really torn on is, you also mentioned the game, but the other way around, the Toronto game. Berrios on the mound for Toronto, up against Tampa Bay. and his line's at 5.5. So again, a little bit lower. Could be done in 3-4 innings. But yeah, he's the fifth one that's right on the cusp. But I haven't decided yet whether I want to go big and play all 5, or if I'm just going to take the 4 legs. And
yeah, that's one of the teams you just don't know if you want to bet against. You know what I mean? You're like, shit, is Tampa Bay going to come out? Because they're one of the top teams for the last few years. So that's obviously a little tough, but they do have Randy, who does loves to strike out. Brandon Lowe loves to strike out. But hey, that's definitely 5.5 is a pretty low line. I mean, for a guy of Bear's stature, but at the same time, you just don't know how long he's in there for. But I love all those guys you mentioned, especially Gallen. Zach Gallen was really good to us at the end of last year.
And again, Colorado. Again, I know you're looking at 20. Difficult to kind of take what they did in 2023 and assume that the team being slightly different is going to perform in the same way. But they're up there. They were third last year.
Not Colorado. Colorado's one of those teams. Yeah. Colorado's one of those teams you're safe to assume it'll be another year like last.
Yeah. So most none of these guys are playing against what you would say like one of the top 10 lowest K-ing teams. So I've made sure that we've stayed away from those guys. They're all guys that have pitched a decent number in spring training. So the expectation is, barring, injury or blowouts or something going wrong. Let's
not use that second word. Let's not use that second word yet. Let's not use that second word yet. We don't got to worry about those now. This is
wrong sport. That's in the other league. No, so but barring any of that, all 5 of these guys should get a decent pitch count, all in fairly decent matchups. So, we could play them all below their lines, that kind of play them all at 4s, 5s, and 6s to be slightly safe. And with 5 legs, even at those lower odds, you're still going to get around. No, but But yeah, if you take them all, if you
don't go all under.
If you take the 5 of them at their lines, it's plus 3,400.
Okay, that's good value. Holy shit.
Yeah. Well, 4 out of the 5. The only one that I think is not plus money to hit their line is Framber Valdez.
Yeah. He's just the way that he pitches, he almost wants you to ground out, but at the same time, it is the Yankees. And besides Soto now, I mean, shit, and maybe LeMahieu, but they strike out, man. They strike out. So at 3,400, I don't like K's, but I like that. It's damn good.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it.
And and like we said, jump in the Discord. There will be some more. There'll be some. The one thing that you're going to get in the Discord that you're not going to get today, live bets. Those walks, those next, those next kind of at bat live bets. The MLB is back, and he made his name as the live bet king last season during MLB season. He's tried to continue it this season. In the off season with some soccer in plays, thinks he's I don't know what he thinks he's trying to do with the soccer in plays and stuff, but NBA in plays, just it's what you do, right? So you're only going to get that in Discord.
They are definitely going to get that in Discord, and don't listen to his condescending tone either, folks. The soccer live plays be good too. The NBA. We're not going to talk about the NBA. Okay, we're not going to talk about the NBA. We've had a few gems. We're not going to talk about that though. We're not going to bring down the vibrations. But hey, live bets are going to be there. Those are going to be more so the plate appearances and stuff like that. But you guys will have to join to get in. But hey, live bet king's back, baby.
And hey, join up. Use the code opening day 24. You get in for the first month for free if you join up this weekend.
Yes, sir.
That runs all the way. It's Thursday opening day, runs all the way through Sunday evening. Join up anytime this weekend. Not only will you get all of Pru's live plays, you get the whole month to see what this man is going to do for you in the MLB. But you also we've got the second half of Liga MX season kicking off, and we've got two guys in there now. Brandon said the other day he owes everyone a bomb, like he's due an absolute bomb to come through, and we got Wooski in there playing his straight bets. Man's absolutely been killing it. At the second half, the back end of the first half of the season.
Yeah.
Plus, we're coming up on the NBA playoffs. In the playoffs, we got some guys in there. There'll be some winners in there for that, and you get the whole SGC. All of my soccer plays and stuff in there as well. So join us for the MLB, but get everything else that we have to offer for free for your first month. And there's no way that we don't win you enough money in that time to pay for your next year in the Discord. It's quite simple.
It's really that simple. It is really that simple. So you heard the man.
Yep, get in. And hey, then we've got, what else is going on? March Madness. We're in the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
And it's been fairly. There's not been a huge amount of madness. I'll be honest, right now.
Yeah, besides Golki,
a lot of. Yeah.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
Yeah. There's been one or two. But there's we're back tonight. Clemson, Arizona, first up tonight. 6 versus the 2. I kind of sneaky like Clemson in this one because Arizona don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But
I don't mind that.
Hey,
I think we're so deep like an upset.
Yeah.
We're so due for an upset. It's definitely coming.
Yeah, and I mean, you've also got UConn playing there, like the second game of the evening tonight, and I went to Barclays Center to watch UConn in their opening the first round game against Stetson, and they weren't great. Like they didn't start off great. Like if Stetson had have made a shot in the first 5 minutes, which they didn't, if they'd have made a shot in the first 5 minutes, they actually had a chance to stay with them. But that so I know you only have to beat what's put in front of you and stuff like that. But I mean, as the number 1 seed and the favorites, like the way they get in this game against San Diego State, a 5 seed, and then minus 700 on the money line, 10.5 point spread at this point. In this kind of game, it's just sometimes like these spreads are too big, and it's like, hey, UConn we know could come out and they could blow anyone out of the water in this tournament. They absolutely could. Are they playing that way that would indicate that that's what they're going to do? No. So there's definitely some value to be had here. But I think the lowest seed we've got is NC State, the only double-digit seed left in the competition. They're up against one of my picks, the number 2 seeded Marquette. So I'm kind of hoping that that's not the upset that we get this weekend. I will bet it just because obviously as an 11 seed, they're not that big on they're plus 225 on the money line. Marquette are only minus 280, probably because of the way Marquette started in the last game. Right, they had to kind of come from behind and do some damage in the second half. But it's not been. We've had a couple, but at this point, like I said, it looks like it's going to be for one of the the 4 number 1 seeds look like they're making it to the Final Four.
Yeah,
which is it's not something as a neutral, not something that I want to see.
Right.
But unfortunately, that's sometimes that's what's supposed to happen. It's set up that way, right? Like it's set up like with the ones playing the 16s that you're supposed to get the easiest route through to the Final Four. So I'm just hoping that we get some of those close games, some of those potential upsets. And yeah, just see how we go.
Shout out Creighton. Shout out Creighton for still being alive. That's my answer to that. Marquette's gonna win because I jinxed it. I jinxed it completely with Marquette, so they'll probably win it all. So,
but yeah, like Marquette is still in there. UNC, obviously, when I tipped UNC, they weren't the 1 seed either. By the way, they weren't expected to be the 1 seed when I said that 2 weeks ago. They ended up being the 1 seed. They're still in there playing Alabama, which is a tough. I think there's 2 1v4 seeds, and that's one of them. The other one is Duke versus Houston. So yeah, there should be, and these should be the good games because we don't have those higher seeds left. These should be some evenly matched sides that are going against one another. So we'll see. Yeah. I'm still going to be taking the first half unders and stuff because that's where the money is.
I think it's funny. I think it's funny that you say should be because the NBA just has you with so much PTSD right now.
Yeah,
and you're like, well, they should be good games, but the sport basketball here is just not.
Yeah, just basketball as a whole is even the big 3. I'm looking at the big 3 stuff, and Ice Cube out to Caitlin Clark and wanting her to play, like, and I'm like, even that, like,
bro,
all versions of basketball are.
$5 million though for like 10 games, and you can still play in the WNBA. You got to take that one.
Yeah, but yeah, no, like, yeah, I do have PTSD from the NBA. I think most people probably do.
Yeah,
it's just been that terrible recently.
It's
for most of the season, but
we're either worried about the OT or worried about Giannis not being able to throw the ball. Sorry, I didn't want to bring it up, but I had to. Yo,
that was insane, man. So, and like you said, like I wasn't on it. I'm just he got that red phone in the Bucks locker room when
they submitted.
Yeah.
Hey, they need 30 and a half. Hey, tell him start taking 15 seconds at the line again.
Yep.
It's crazy. But yeah, those games, but March Madness has been not what fans want, like the neutral fans like us. We want the 16. We want all 4 16 seeds to win, but those games should definitely have some value though. They should be good, and they should be good. Those spreads are crazy too. So yeah, I'm right there with you.
Sounds good. And hey, let us know in the comments. While you're there, like, subscribe to Toilets to Titles. Get all of the stuff with the NFL draft coming up, all of their draft content, all of their mock drafts. Join for that. The Gilded chat. Jump in, become part of the Title tribe. All things football related. But yeah, drop us a comment. Let us know. If what you're playing on opening day or this opening weekend. Let us know who you think you've got for March Madness. Is one of the 1 seeds going to win, or is there going to be an upset? And if so, who's it going to be? And yeah, join us tomorrow. Brand new episode of the Soccer Gambling Cognoscenti coming to you tomorrow afternoon. Huge weekend coming up for us.
Get there.
And yeah, join the Discord. Can't say it enough. Get in there. Get all the content, not just the stuff that's on Twitter. But if you're not going to do that, follow us at PW_housemoney. There'll be some stuff on there. And yeah, follow along. Let us know how you're doing. And we will see you all next week playing with more house money.
Yes, sir.